Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a comparison between the DREAME L10S Ultra on the left and the DREAME L10S Ultra Pro on the right. This is also called the heat model because it heats the water when it washes the mop pads. The L10S Ultra over here does not. It just uses room temperature water. Now let's go over some of the differences. They both have a clean water tank and a dirty water tank, but the Pro tanks are bigger. They both have a solution tank. The solution tank on the L10S is down there, and you have to get that solution tank, where over here on the Pro, it's got a solution tank where you add the concentrated solution to this right here. They both have a dust bag that you will have to change after about 2 to 3 months. The dust bags are different. I do like that the L10S has some controls up here. Those are little controls you can use to control the robot. They both have spinning mop pads. They can lift the mop pads when they sense carpet. They both have a carpet sensor. They both have a side brush that is stationary but does spin. And they both have a single brush roller for vacuuming, and it is the same. Drive wheels look to be the same. Now, one of the differences is the Pro can raise its mop pads higher, 0.41 inches, which is almost twice as much as the Ultra. It can raise its mop pads 0.27 inches. And there's also another difference. So on the Pro, it can move one of the mop pads out to the side. There's a sensor. When it's up against the wall, it can mop right next to the wall by moving this mop pad. That's really cool. The Ultra cannot move either one of its mop pads. They both have internal water tanks that they can spray water down onto the mop pads. Now the Pro has 32 levels of wetness, where the Ultra only has 3 levels of wetness. It can get them nice and wet for everyday mopping. With the Pro, you can get them a little bit wetter for a little bit heavier duty mopping. Now the Pro also has a sensor built into the dock. So when these robots, the theory is when they mop your floor, they got to capture the mud in the mop pad. Then the robot's going to go back to the base station, and then they're going to get washed down here. Now the Pro does use hot water, and so they're going to put hot water down here. It heats it up internally from the clean water tank, and then it's going to get sucked up into the dirty water tank. Now, the Pro has a sensor built in. When that water being sucked up, if it's too dirty, like wherever the robot just came from, it tells the robot, go remop that area. It's dirtier than normal. And so it'll go remop that area and come back. Where over here, the Ultra, it doesn't have a sensor built in. It's just going to clean the mop pads, and then the task will be done. They both blow hot air onto the mop pads to dry them when they're done. They both have this little dock. You're going to have to take this out once in a while to clean this. Very easy to clean. They both suck the dirt out of the dustbin. This one does it right here, the Ultra. Now the robots share LiDAR. I love LiDAR navigation. It does a really good job of mapping your house. There's a spinning LiDAR underneath here. Now a big difference is the sensors on the front. So the Pro, they both take video and pictures, but the Pro has a little bit better obstacle avoidance than the Ultra. They both have really good obstacle avoidance, but I do think the Pro is a little bit better. They both can be remote video cameras. If you're in another state and you want to remotely look in on the robot, you can do that through the DREAME app, and you can have it move around your house and look at different things. They both have 3 buttons up here to where you can start and stop them. Back here's the dustbin. We lift this up. They both have a dustbin. The filter's a little bit bigger over here on the Ultra, and it's designed a little bit different. Both of them are reusable. The filter on the Pro is right here, a little bit smaller. In the DREAME app, they both can map your house. You can put no-go zones. They do a really good job of mapping your house. Putting it on the schedule and everything is really nice, and you can tell it to clean different rooms with different levels of suction and different levels of wetness. Okay, I'm going to alternating showing you how they mop and vacuum between these two. So we're going to see how the DREAME L10S Pro Ultra cleans up these muddy paw prints. I've got it on its maximum wetness level. And I have it cleaning in the floor direction of the wood grain. And it's going to do 2 passes. Wow, it's doing a really good job. That's a really stubborn muddy stain. Okay, that's the first pass on this. It's going to go back, wash its mop pads that have captured the dirt, and come back for a second pass. Okay, it's going to return to the dock, wash the mop pads with hot water, then it's going to suck the dirty water up into the dirty water tank. Okay, what you'll hear is a series of pumps kicking on, and it's going to spin the mop pads. Okay, it's sucking the dirty water up into the dirty water tank. Now, I do love the DREAME app. You can see exactly where it's mopped. It will also take pictures of the obstacles that it has encountered. That's when I stood next to it. Here's the clean settings. I've got it mopping only. I got it on maximum wetness, and I do have it on a intense cleaning pattern. So the DREAME L10S Ultra Pro is able to extend its mop pad to mop right up next to the wall. Okay, it's time for round 2 with these muddy paw prints. It first went this way to clean them. Now it's going the opposite direction. So the DREAME L10S Ultra Pro, it was not able to get all this muddy paw prints up. For everyday mopping, it does a really good job. I like that it can extend the mop pad right next to the wall. And I like that it has lots of water settings that you can put this on. And I do recommend putting it on a really high water setting. That does seem to help clean these floors a little better. Okay, let's see how the L10S Ultra Pro does corner cleaning and vacuuming. Now its side brush can't extend, but it can extend the mop pad when it's mopping. I've got it vacuuming only. It's doing a really good job. We're also going to check its obstacle avoidance. It can also go under furniture. So it looks like it is avoiding that cable on the ground. And we can verify that in the app. If we click on that, it takes a picture of that obstacle. Yeah, there's the cord that it took a picture of. And it's staying away from it, going both directions. All right, we're gonna see how it does with the Lego toy here. It's doing a really good job of vacuuming. Looks like it is gonna see it and go around it. And it should take a picture of it. And sure enough, there's the second obstacle. If we click on it, there's the picture of it. Now it did leave a little bit in the corner, but it did really good along the edges with its side brush. It's going to get this very last little bit here. Yeah, it did a good job. I thought it did an excellent job with obstacle avoidance and vacuuming this hardwood floor. And I do have it on the quietest suction power. There's what turbo sounds like. Now back to, this is on quiet.
Return to the dock to charge.
Okay, so it's all done. It's going to return to the dock.
Pause.
And it's going to empty this dust bin. Look at everything it picked up in the dust bin. So it'll auto empty everything out the back. There's another vacuum going to kick on in the base station. So there's another vacuum that's going to suck everything out into the dust bag right there. You have to change that dust bag about every 2 to 3 months. Okay, it's docked and it's going to turn on that other vacuum.
Start charging. Start auto empty.
Everything's getting sucked up into the dust bag. I thought it did a really good job vacuuming and obstacle avoidance. This is the DREAME L10S Ultra Pro that heats the water when it cleans the mop pads. Okay, we're going to see how the DREAME L10S Ultra does on these muddy paw prints. Now I have it going to do 2 passes. I've got it on mopping only mode and I've got it on maximum wetness. Okay, it's doing its second pass the other direction. It's doing a pretty good job. If it did 3 passes, it might get it all. But for everyday mopping, it's going to do a really good job. Now the idea is the mop pads are going to have to capture that dirt and then take it back to the base station and get washed off. And down here is where it's going to wash the mop pads. It's going to put room temperature water down there, spin the mop pads, and then suck the water up, the dirty water, into the dirty water tank. So here's the clean water tank. And it's going to auto empty everything into the dust bag. I do like that this tray comes out for easy cleanability if I had to.
Start charging. Start cleaning mop pads.
Okay, here it's going to clean the mop pads. It's going to put clean water down in the mop pads, and then it's going to suck the dirty water up into the dirty water tank. Okay, we're going to see how the DREAME L10S Ultra does vacuuming this room and obstacle avoidance. We're going to check its corner cleaning capabilities. Now it does not have a mop pad or a side brush that can extend out to the side. But it's doing a pretty good job of vacuuming. It just is not able to get really close to the corners. There's a bunch of hair. Yeah, that's doing a good job of vacuuming. And it is able to take pictures of the obstacles with that camera on the front. All right, so it was not able to detect that cable. I'll just get it out. We'll see how it does with this Lego toy. Looks like it is going to hit the Lego toy. So now it is recognizing it. It should take a picture of it and avoid it. And in the app, we can see there's the obstacle. It will take a picture of it, and there it is. Now, once it did recognize it, it is avoiding it. And it's going to go back and forth, make the straight lines. It's going to do the perimeter of the room first. So it's doing a really good job of vacuuming. We've got some really fine particles here. Yep, that's doing an excellent job of vacuuming. I don't see many particles left. Just up next to the edge is all.
Pause.
Okay, we can open it up. And here's everything that's in the dust bin. It's going to suck everything out of this dust bin. Yeah, that did a really good job.
Start auto empty.
Okay, here comes the auto empty. The DREAME L10S does a good job for everyday mopping. Some bigger messes, you might need to go over it 3 or 4 times. It did an okay job with obstacle avoidance. The corners, it doesn't have anything that can go into the corner and get all of that. But for everyday vacuuming, it did a really good job. Okay, it's time for the torture test on the DREAME L10S Ultra Pro with heat. We're going to check rod furniture, fake poop, a cable, and lots of dirt and debris. Now I do have it on the second highest suction power. And again, it can lift its mop pads, and it's always a good idea in the settings have it vacuum first before it mops anywhere. That way the mop pads aren't wet, because they are going to drag on the carpet a little bit. So let's go to max. There's max suction. But this is standard suction. There's quiet. Let's go to turbo. Now it's struggling with that rod furniture a little bit. They all do. Now it is able to spin that side brush pretty fast on carpet. So it seems to be doing a pretty good job with this rod furniture. It's going to stay away from it, I think. Okay, yeah, it looks like that's a pretty hard cable to catch. Did an excellent job. Now again, this one has a video camera on the front. It will take a picture of it. And its obstacle avoidance so far is doing really good. On hardwood floors it did good. That's a very hard cable to catch on carpet. And it's definitely catching it. And sure enough, we go over here. There's the cord. Excellent, excellent. Yep, it's going to stay well away from that and go around it now. Once it identifies the DREAME, once it identifies it, they usually stay away from it. Now, it is a pretty big circle, they stay away from it, so that's good. And interesting, it hasn't even been super close to the poop, but it already identified the pet feces. That's in the right spot. So this is gonna do really good. It's actually doing a good job vacuuming. I like that it didn't try to force itself over here on the rod furniture. Sometimes they just, yeah, not bad, not bad. There's a little bit. So it's going to stay away from that poop. And it picked up my shoe also. I got too close. So there's kind of the, you know, it does have a kind of an up angle. It could get your face in it or something, but again, there's going to be two categories. There's going to be, if you're worried about privacy, you're not going to get these ones with cameras. You can turn that off, but I do think the obstacle avoidance is better when they have the camera. I can't explain it, but it's just from what I see. And this can be tricky when two obstacles are pretty close together. Sometimes they'll back up into the other one, but it does seem to be staying away from both of them. It's really taking its time around this area. I like that it slows down. You know, normally when it's vacuuming in a straight line, it's a little bit faster, but when it senses an obstacle, it does slow down, and I think it's really, I like that. It's like it's trying to, it's not getting ahead of itself. It's like letting itself think so that it doesn't do something wrong. Now this test has been a little hard because it is staying away from this so much, but where it is vacuuming, it is doing a good job. It's gonna struggle around an obstacle like that because it's trying to stay away from it so much. It can slow that side brush down too when it gets close to the obstacle. It doesn't stop it, but it does slow it down. They don't tell us a whole lot about all of that. And I would rather it stay away from it than try to get as close as possible to it. That's because I can always come back later, pick the stuff up, have it re-vacuum, and then it's going to get everything. I really want it to stay away from obstacles. And then when you see a picture of it, you're like, oh, okay, I need to go pick that stuff up. Yeah, again, this dustbin was empty. I don't like when they leave stuff on the shelf like that, but I think that's pretty common. But see, that was empty, you know. And auto empty has been doing really good. It does auto empty, even big popcorn kernel seeds and stuff. Okay, I ended the task. I want to check it's auto empty, and then we'll check, make sure everything got emptied out. Again, this is the Heat. There's the first generation, the Ultra, and there's the Ultra Gen 2 on the... All right, let's check it. I think it did a good job. What? It is exactly how, oh, that's exactly how it goes. When you say it did a good job, it doesn't do a good job. All right, I left it in there. Let's, I mean, the bag's nowhere near full, so it should auto empty. All right, I manually did another auto empty. There it sounded like it got it all. I didn't do anything different. I just... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had an answer. I do know sometimes it doesn't feel like it docks the best, but it eventually does dock. Okay, it's time for the torture test on the DREAME L10S Ultra. This is like the Generation 1 or the first model. It's been around for, I think, a year and a half now. They heavily discounted it down to $400 during Christmas of 2024, so I looked for more discounts. It didn't mop the best. But I do think it has a little bit better obstacle avoidance, just because it's got that camera, which does help a little bit. But we'll see how it does here with this rod furniture. We've got some fake poop, and we got the cable, and a bunch of dirt and debris. There's where they struggle. They all want to ride over that and gets, yeah. So he's going to do the same thing. He's trying something a little different. He's being aggressive. Now, if you don't have rod furniture, you may want to fast forward a little bit. But this is important for some people. And this is kryptonite. For those of you that remember what kryptonite is to Superman. That is what rod furniture is to robot vacuums. Oh, he's just spinning the wheel. Now this one has not gotten stuck. I always have him clean at night, and then when I come in the morning, he's always come back, so. He's really trying. So it's interesting, he's kind of gone into a mode of, he's not ooh, look at that, he jumped it. He went into a mode, he turned his vacuum off, and he could lift his wheels somehow. They don't talk a whole lot about that. Now don't try to go back over it again. So he was able to jump it. Now he is only able to lift his mop pads 0.27 inches. So you can see they're dragging pretty good on the carpet. There's my brand new X50. I sent my old one back, so I've been unboxing it and getting it set up. And I've got it on its highest suction possible. Turbo. Yeah, it can vary the speed of that side brush, and it can slow itself down sometimes. I'm not sure exactly why. Oh, I think that's probably the carpet sensor. When it's on linoleum, it doesn't spin it as fast. So yeah. So since it's riding the side, it doesn't know if it's on carpet or linoleum or hardwood floor. Now it spins it fast. Now again, this is the one I gave to my mother-in-law. Not this, I had to buy another one. So it did not recognize that cable. Yeah, cables are pretty hard. I was kind of expecting it to recognize it. Stop.
Pause.
Typically, yeah, they get caught in there a little bit. You just gotta, yeah, they'll come out. They don't cause any harm. I actually had to buy another one of these because I gave her the one that I reviewed. And I was able to buy it off Amazon's used, you know, if you look in their used section. And it's fine. It was like used like new or something. But again, this was heavily discounted to $400, and that's when it became a buy. Definitely not full price. That's actually not too bad. You know, it's not as good as a regular upright vacuum cleaner, but it does pick up dirt and debris. Does it get down deep into the carpet? No. You're just not going to beat a big corded vacuum cleaner that can beat that carpet and get everything up. But these things do work. And my mother-in-law has one cat, and I've done the maintenance on it already. She's had it, I think, over 6 months now. Okay, it's recognizing that poop really far away. And she hasn't had any problems with, you know, with cat hair or the kitty litter. It's been doing fine. And I just thought for sure that there would be problems with somebody unfamiliar with a robot, but no, she's been using it and it's been fine. I've only made it down there once to just to take it, bring it home and do all the cleaning on it. You'll see that video. It's like the 3-month real world testing I do. Now here it's spinning the side brush slowly. Yeah, I don't know what the logic is behind. Sometimes, maybe when it senses an obstacle, it's like, okay, we need to spin slow. And she said it gets stuck once in a while under the bed, or once in a while it's not foolproof. Once in a while she does have to go find it. So interesting. It hasn't shown up on the app yet, but I think it will, because it's really sensing that poop. Yeah, it struggled with the big clog of hair, but there, it showed up. Oh, it says, oh, not carpet. obstacle. Oh, see, it goes away. Sorry. Yeah, sometimes it does that. It'll come back. And I do think the obstacle avoidance on this one's a little bit better than the Generation 2. But if you're worried about privacy, the Gen 2 does not have a camera, so it doesn't take any pictures or photos. So that's, if you're worried about privacy, the Gen 2, but I think you do lose some obstacle avoidance, but it does clean better. Yeah, I don't know why these obstacles disappear sometimes. It'll probably come back because it takes good pictures. See, there's a wheel. Yeah, you can see this room, you know, without that fake poop, it would have done nice straight lines, and it probably would have picked up most everything. All right, it's got to go back. It's going to auto empty everything. And usually when they recognize it, when they're vacuuming, they usually recognize it when they travel home also. Now there is a third model, which I was sitting right here, but I've got it, I'm working on it right now. There is a Gen 2, and I do have a video where I'm going to compare all three. This is just a comparison here. They don't have just a dead sticker seal of approval. They should. It comes down to price. Retail's $900 on both of them. Do not pay $900. I have seen this, the first generation, the Ultra, on sale for $400. That's an amazing price for what you're getting. Again, it comes down to price. I'm not going to have all the fancy features, but that price. The lowest I've seen this Pro heat is 600. So when this is 400 and this is 600, is it actually worth it? Maybe, but boy, $200 is a lot of money. So I typically lean towards the cheaper one because of you're getting so much of the $600 one that it's really, really tough. I did buy both of these products with my own money. And if you want to purchase them, you can use my links down below. That way I can continue to do these honest reviews. If you use my link, the product doesn't cost you anymore, but I get a small commission from the sale. These robots are in the $400 to $600 range. Now we have the $1,000 to $1,500 range robots over here. I did find the obstacle avoidance was pretty close to the same, might be just a little bit better over here on the Pro. And again, it's really hard to tell if that hot water mop washing is actually doing any good. I've never really had any problem with the cold water mop washing. But yeah, you do get 10,000 pascals of suction, which is almost twice as much. Oh, I'm sorry, 7,000 pascals of suction compared to 5,300. You do get fast charging over here on this one. This one does take about twice as long to charge between jobs. So again, I really do hope this video helps. And if you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.